Hey guys, Chloe Gibbs, and I am here today to talk to you about building your brand. And I'm really excited because I think it's really important to focus on building your brand in order to be successful in this business. And what I mean by building your brand is how you're going to differentiate yourself from everyone else, from all of the other Beachbody coaches and from all of the other fitness people. You're not just competing with other Beachbody coaches, you're competing with the fitness and weight loss industry. And so I want you to focus and learn and think about in your head while I'm talking what you want your brand to be. And I'm going to start off by telling you guys, quite honestly, not to be negative and not to be mean, but many of you are too generic. You're too Beachbody heavy, you're too product heavy. And the problem with that is it's great to let people know what products that you represent, but they can get your products anywhere. And they can get your products on Amazon. They can, and they will. So you have to go beyond what the products you represent and start creating a brand that's going to draw people to you. And then them purchasing from you or signing up with you becomes a byproduct of your brand. So, and you need to also remember that your brand is going to be specific to a certain group of people. So I want you to think about two things when I'm talking. One is your brand. The second is your demographic. Who are you trying to reach? Who are you trying to draw to you? You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're not going to be everyone's inspiration. It's just not going to happen that way. So you want to find the people who are drawn to you because then they're going to be your customers for life. They're not going to flop and switch and drop out on you. So focus on what makes you different. So start thinking about that. And it's not necessarily your story. It's not necessarily your weight loss story. Your weight loss story is important and it's amazing, and your journey is amazing for people to see, and it's inspiring and people love that. So don't stop talking about that, but I want you to stop thinking of that as your brand. Losing 45 pounds with Turbo Jam like I did is a really cool story and people love to hear it, but it's not my brand. That's not what I'm branding. So keep that in mind too when you're thinking in your head, okay, what do I want my brand to be? And if you notice, the top Beachbody people in this company spend more time branding themselves than they do promoting product. They spend more time branding themselves than they do promoting product. And check it out and look. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at the end, but you'll see that it's all about the brand and what makes them different. And that's what draws people in, and that's why they're so successful. I'm going to take a step outside Beachbody for a minute and talk about someone who just inspires me and just fascinates me, and that is Bethenny Frankel. And love her, hate her, think she's too skinny, whatever. She is phenomenal at building her brand. She, to me, I would think, is financially the most successful person to ever come out of the Housewives franchise. And I think that's because she is so phenomenal at building her brand, whereas other people focus on what they do and what they've been doing and who they are and where they've been and what they're selling. And she just was like, no, I'm going to create this brand. Her brand is unleashing your skinny girl, no matter what size that is, no matter what weight that is, no matter what that means to you, and doing it in a realistic, simple, fun way where people get to drink margaritas and eat pizza and do all this fun stuff that most people don't want to give up. And that's why she's been so successful. And she sticks to her brand. She comes out with yoga DVDs, and she says in the DVDs, this is simple, realistic, something you can do every day. Fit 10 minutes in, fit 20 minutes in, whatever you can. She's not going to come out with some boot camp style DVD because that's not her brand. So you have to zone in on what you're trying to convey, what you believe in, what your purpose is, and why people should be drawn to you. And remember, your brand is about attracting people and it's about people and what their needs are and what their wants are and how you can reach those needs and deliver on that. It's not necessarily about you and what you sell. It's a lot of times your brand is about those people. So for me, my brand is very similar, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to her, is because I'm all about, realistic, simple eating. And I'm not about cutting out things. I'm not a low carb person. I'm not a paleo person. I'm not, I was a vegetarian for a bit, but I'm not very strict on my diet. It's just not who I am, and that's not what I promote. So if somebody comes to me and they want advice on low carb and strictness and all this stuff, I'm not their person. They're going to have to find someone else. And based on that, I created a 10-day clean eating plan. And it's all about my brand. It's 10 days. It's a transitional diet, which means it's teaching you how to cook, burgers and fries in a very clean way. So it might not be the same definition of clean eating as someone who's stricter than me. But it's all about my brand, and I created that to separate myself and to give myself something outside of offering Beachbody products and teaching classes, to give me something that helped brand me. And I'm not saying you have to go out and create something, but that's just something that I did. And what I'll do is I include that in my challenges, in my challenge groups. So it's something kind of extra and added that I added on to, just somebody getting a challenge back and being in my group. And to add on to that, when I promote my challenge groups, I promote my brand. I don't talk about Beachbody anymore. I used to, but I don't talk about Beachbody at all when I make a post about a challenge group. I don't say that you're going to be doing Insanity or P90X. I say things like, if you're ready and if you're serious, we're going to get down to business, and it's nutrition and it's hard work. This is your time, things like that. And then people will message me, and I'll start a conversation with them. And that's when I'll start discussing, the ways to get in, and here you need to buy this, this workout program or this shake and things like that. And another person who's awesome at this is in branding too, is Michelle Myers. So if you're not following her, definitely follow her. And she said on a call recently that she started doing like daily devotionals and things in her challenge groups. Totally, different than I think anything anyone's ever done. And she said when she did that, people started coming in droves because that was her brand. It was a part of her brand, and it separated herself. And I loved that. So go look her up because she's definitely awesome about branding herself. So you want to set yourself apart. And I know that's kind of hard to think because you're sitting there scratching your head and you're like, well, all I do is sell these products. Not true. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. There's something, you have a belief, you have a talent, you have something that's unique and different from anyone else, and just hone in on that because you're going to want to draw people in using that. Your homework for this week, yes, I'm giving you homework. The first thing I want you to do is go study the top people in the Beachbody business. And I want you to go to their websites. I want you to go to their Instagrams, their Twitters, their Facebook pages, and I want you to find out how they're branding themselves. They're all so different. That's what's fascinating. And I want you to see, and you'll see a lot of it too in their websites especially. They'll have like a name for themselves or some kind of brand in there. So look at that and start getting ideas. Your brand's not going to be their brand, but it'll start to kind of trigger ideas and make, juices flow and think, okay, they do that, what can I do? So it's a really cool way. So I want you to do that first. After you do that, I want you to compile a list. Just get a pen and paper and write down everything that you think your brand would be. And I want you to get a long list. Then when you're done, and write down everything that comes to mind. Don't overthink it. And then when you're done, I want you to cross out everything that is what you do. So for example, if I were writing down mine, just writing things down, and I was like, okay, my brand, I'd be like, well, I'm an instructor, and I'm a Beachbody coach, and I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and all of these things. And then I would cross off instructor, because that's what I do. It's not my brand. And then I would cross off Beachbody coach, because that's not my brand. And if you have, I'm a Beachbody coach in your Instagram stuff, go take it off. I think I might have it on my Facebook page, and maybe I should listen to myself and go take it off. Because that's what you do. That's not your brand. And people will find out they'll find out that's part of what you do, and you'll let them know that once you draw them in. So make your list and start defining your brand. And then for 1 week, I want you to not post about Beachbody at all. Don't post about a product. Don't use the word Beachbodies for a week. And I promise you, it's going to make your business better. It's not going to kill your business. I want you to not stop posting. I want you to start posting things about your brand. Pictures, words, thoughts, things that convey what you want to get across. And if you want to, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/ChloeGibbs3, because I messed up 2 times, so I had to add a 3 on there. Chloe Gibbs 3, and just kind of read through and on my posts and kind of get an idea of what I mean. And again, my brand is going to be different than yours. And then to spend a week researching, studying other people, creating your brand, posting things that reflect your brand. And then I promise you, a week later, when you come back and say something Beachbody Challenge Group related, people will respond because they've been attracted to you. Now they're listening to you. Now they're watching you. Because if all you've been doing is posting, hey, P90X is on sale, this challenge pack's on sale this month. Hey, Hip Hop Abs is $19.95. Hey, this is the best shake ever. Contact me how to get it. People have tuned you out. They are scrolling right past your post. They're not listening to you anymore. So you need to back off, build your brand, then slide in something about your business when people are listening, and I promise you, you'll get more responses. Good luck. Message me if you have any questions. Have a great week.